Hello? What's going on? So we back, RADARLive, episode 3. We're just gonna jump right into it. Alright, so we got JL Strauss from America's Next Top Model, ANTM. ANTM. I don't know why that was throwing me off. But JL Strauss, she died. Like another one touched the dust. I don't know what's going on. Fortunately, I mean not fortunate, but she didn't die from like drugs or something, which I know is the first thing that comes to people's mind, especially with being a model. So she found out she had cancer, and like right at finding out, she found out she had stage 4 cancer. That's kind of crazy. And then she passed like a year or so later. So yeah, she was on cycle 8 of America's Next Top Model. So if you want to check her out, if you were a fan, she kind of had like the cat face, like the cat eyes, blonde chick. Yeah, she was on like a couple of episodes, but. So if you were a fan of America's Next Top Model, there you have it. Wow, fucking up, bro. I was a huge fan of the movie Black Swan. Natalie Portman from The Black Swan. She was just, she was doing an interview, but in the interview, she made a comment about the vixen paradigm. Pretty much what it is ladies, women, girls, who do like vixen-y photogs, right? But then the paradigm is they'll say, but I'm pure, or I'm innocent, or like Britney Spears was a vixen paradigm. Like they kind of portrayed her in this very innocent, wholesome role, but as an alter to this like dirty vixen chick. So anyway, Natalie Portman was giving an interview, she was explaining that, and she kind of used Jessica Simpson from like, is this chicken or is this tuna? So she mentioned her because she said when she was little, she saw a magazine cover that Jessica Simpson was on the cover of, and she had on a bikini, but the caption was that she's a virgin. So she was like, the whole article was like her pushing virginity and how she's like for saving herself and chastity. And all the photos in there, all the pictures were her like in like naked shit. So Natalie Portman was like, you know, that always stuck in my brain. Jessica Simpson gets word of this. Cuss Natalie Portman the fuck out. Mind your business, bitch. Keep my name out your mouth, I'll run up with them goons. I don't even know why I'm doing this right now. I don't know if this fits the situation, but George Bush died, you know, passed away, kicked the bucket, croaked. Everybody was like up in arms about it. He was like 94 years old though, so I kind of was like, are y'all surprised? I mean, yeah, death is sad, and it was like, how old did y'all think he was gonna live to? He couldn't even walk. Y'all wheeled him around everywhere. I'm just saying. George H.W. Bush, he was our 41st president of the United States. I wonder if they're gonna like put him on a penny or something. With the amount of press they was giving this shit, I really feel like they're gonna try to stick him on like a $2 bill or something. Like, I was like, oh my God, okay. I get it. Fortnite. This fucking game is like the new Pokemon. It's the craze everywhere. My little brother is a Fortnite stan, like constantly calling me, could you send me some V-Bucks? I need some V-Bucks. Like, if you don't get a freaking job, bro. So 2 Milli, the rapper and the guy who came up with a couple of new dances, Epic. He's suing Epic Games, I think for like 2 million. And on top of suing, and once his dance is pulled. So in the lawsuit, he was saying that it was like cultural appropriation. So what do you people think? What do you think? A few of these companies have been sued before. EA Sports has been sued. I believe Epic Games has been sued a couple of times too. You can't just bite people's shit. So they've done this to Snoop. They've done this to his Drop It Like It's Hot. They did it to Fresh Prince. They put the Carlton. So that's Fresh Prince and Carlton. Roberto Ferrero. What's his name? Roberto Carcinio Ribeiro? Roberto Carcinio? That's like if a game designer decides to come out with some like beauty game, and they made the characters resemble very closely the Kardashians. Yeah, you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be like, Kris Jenner be in there with her little bob and shit, like shaking it. Baby, it's cold outside. I'm sure that is not how it goes. But the song Baby It's Cold Outside has been pulled from radio stations. Supposedly, the song promotes like date rape. I was like, who the fuck sit back and come up with this shit? So the song, they said that it promoted date rape. So some of the lyrics, because I damn sure don't know the song. Yeah, I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head, and I didn't bother writing them down. But I know one of the parts is something about she's like trying to leave and she doesn't know if she wants to stay. No, come over here, have a drink that I made. And then he makes some like little nod to the fact of like, she don't really know how I made it. Like, oh shit, so when you listen to the song in its entirety, you don't get it, but then once they point it out, it's like, oh shit, that is really rapey. It's really, really rapey. So they are pulling Baby It's Cold Outside from the radio. I'm not surprised it's a rapey song. Look who wrote it. I'm gonna scratch that from the video. So on the set of Power, mind blown right there. Somebody just got killed. Crazy as fuck, right? So Pedro Jimenez, he was a worker with the set of Power. He's been working on the show since 2014 when it first started. He was on set setting up a scene. What happened was, I guess they were filming the scene. The person who was driving the SUV was another person who worked on the set. So I'm not sure if they were like filming a stunt scene or, you know, because sometimes they'll use crew members where they'll be driving the cars. But car got out of control, hit him, ran him over. They took him to the hospital, I want to say in Brooklyn. Yeah, he didn't make it. Like, what kind of shit 50 sent you over there killing niggas? Jeez. That's my new dance. I'm gonna be like, that's that shit Michael Jackson used to do. It's just like, just the neck, boy. Fuck y'all see my moves. So Cardi B, everybody know, I'm sure if you're watching this, you know. I'm sure if you're not watching this, you know. I'm sure if you fucking, shit, George Bush know, okay? Cardi B has announced she's getting a divorce from Offset. It's the talk of the town, talk of Tinseltown. Personally, I feel like I'm seeing stunts and shows, shoots and ladders. Cardi B announced that she was getting divorced from Offset. She said that she was tired of cheating, etc., etc. You kind of knew he was a cheaty little motherfucker when you got with him. Like, you did know that, right? Lil Duval made a comment in one of his tweets like, don't lose out on a good nigga over something as simple as cheating. Something to that effect. Wasn't Cardi and Offset just in a video on IG, like on a boat, twerking, throwing money, drinking champagne and shit, popping bottles? And then here come Offset, whining and crying and shit. Like, and I want Cardi back. Fuck everybody. So apparently Offset feels like social media is making it harder for Cardi to want to be back with him because the bug that they put in her there. Social media not doing that. Remember, to serve me correctly, right after she announced the divorce, didn't he talk about how he was dropping a new album? Cardi helped give Offset that little he needed. Because he was definitely nobody in the Migos. Like, he was but not really. And fucking with Cardi gave him that bump. Now Cardi did the whole Beauty and the Beast story. You got your little swan lick kid out of it. Alright. We've all been there where we do some like little shady shit to somebody we dated. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you break a tire, cut a car, you know, just some petty shit. I don't know what happened to your shirt. You know damn well you got that shirt right in your room on the bed. You know, just some petty shit. Or people will come back and ask you for super lame shit. Like, you got my pack of pens? Because I know I left my pack of pens at your house. Bitch, put your pack of pens. I'm going to tell you who tops the cake in petty shit. This bitch, fuck a slice. She gets the whole cake. Ariana, one ponytail wearing ass grande. Everybody knows Ariana and Pete Davidson were an item, and they broke up in that whole shebang. So what a lot of people probably don't know is that Pete Davidson's father was a firefighter, and he was one of the firefighters in the World Trade Towers. He died in the World Trade Towers as a firefighter. Ariana, when they were dating, she got a tattoo honoring Pete's dad. Okay. She gets the tattoo, and it's supposed to commemorate Pete's father, and after the split, she got it covered up. Now, you would think she would get it covered up with a quote or with something that's unique to her, obviously. And I guess she did, because she got it covered up with the word Myron. Myron is the name of Mac Miller's dog. I'm gonna just let that shit sink in. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Ariana Grande. First of all, you got something to commemorate Pete by getting something of his dad. Then you got something to commemorate Mac by getting something of his dog. And then you covered up what you got to commemorate Pete's dad with what you got to commemorate Pete's dog. I said, is this the one place? This bitch said, look, and every time I get a tattoo, we just gonna get it right there. Yeah, cover that shit up. We gonna get it right there. The next dude she fuck with, and she fall in love, and she get a tattoo of his, she gonna get in that same spot. That's her magic erase board. Alright, so the next story we got is about Kevin Hart, little short ass. So Kevin Hart was just sued. No, not for real. He wasn't sued, but Live Nation was sued. So Kevin Hart just did a tour, or he's doing a tour right now. So in the midst of one of his tours, you can't have your cell phones out. So a lady she said she was feeling sick, she was woozy, she wasn't sure if she was feeling faint from the concert, the heat, or her diabetes, but she was feeling like she was about to fall over. So she took out her phone. She has an app on her phone that allows her to check her blood sugar. She takes the phone out to check the app, and the security swarm her, because I guess you can't have your phones out. Like, maybe you can keep them, but can't have them out. I don't know, maybe she just luckily kept hers, but she wasn't supposed to have it. So they swarm her, try to take the phone from her, it becomes this big thing, and then they take her to the medic tent, but still won't allow her to use her phone. She was trying to check herself with the diabetes app. They wouldn't let her do it. And eventually they ended up just putting her out. So they kicked her out the concert and then wouldn't give them a refund. So she got pissed off and she said she swore Live Nation. She felt like there should be something in the event where if something like that happens, you can make special concessions, which I kind of feel like they should. Like, if you don't already have something like that in place, it's a concert. It's 100,000 fucking people. It's hot. It's lights. It's breath. It's drinking. It's liquor. It's smoking. Yeah, you might fucking pass out. It's kind of fucked up. What if she like passed out? So speaking of Kevin Hart, everybody knows that Kevin Hart was just you know the whole thing about the Oscars. A couple of years ago, he made some homophobic tweets. The tweets, I read the tweets and they were kind of like distasteful. I wouldn't say that the tweets made me feel like he was a homophobe, but they were inappropriate, especially considering you did have a little bit of fame back then. Enough during the time where he made the tweets where it was like, you should have known that wasn't okay. Getting called a slur that's homophobic is just as poignant as if you were called a nigger, or if you were called kike, or if you were called a dirty fucking sand lady. I kind of don't like how he handled it. I'ma say it. The Oscars didn't fire him from it. He received so much backlash that he stepped down. Apparently, like, I feel like they wanted him to make another apology, but he didn't want to apologize. But what I read was like he kind of did apologize, but then I guess because it was so much backlash, he decided to just step down from it. And I thought that was kind of weak sauce as fuck. Like, unless the Oscars asked you to step down, hell no. Chrisette Michele saying at what, the Trump rally, the Trump presidential inauguration, or whatever. And people gave her a hard fucking time about it. I'm supposed to stop my bag? Like, what are you saying? The first thing that popped in my head was, you bitches don't fuck with Chrisette Michele. You don't listen to her music. You don't stand for her. I don't see shit on nobody's page about, yes, Chrisette, or did you see Chrisette Michele, or do you know her new song, or do you know her? Like, come on. But people gave her this whole hard fucking time about singing at the inauguration for President Trump, which I get, but it was like, you don't know who asked him to do it. It might not have been him. He probably don't know who the fuck Chrisette Michele is. Somebody else who knew her and knew that it'd be a good gig for her, or a good opportunity, or to put her in the right space for the right people, because she might have had some other shit going on and needed to be around some people. You don't know what the story was, but people gave her a hard fucking time about it. So for you to step down, if they didn't fire you, was just kind of bitching. Speaking of the Oscars and little people on high thrones, I'm here talking shit, I'm like 5'12". The Oscars is currently having the time of their life with Cyndi Lauper. Is that Cyndi Lauper's song? That is not Cyndi Lauper. So the Oscars can't find anybody to replace Kevin Hart for hosting. I think that it would be a slew of people just rushing in, sending in invites and asking to be considered and all that type of shit. But apparently, after further investigation, they only paid like $15K. And you know what that made me think? If they are known to be notoriously cheap, what was they paying Kevin Hart? He probably stepped down because it was like, bitch, all the backlash and y'all paying me $5,000. I'll pass. Where I am right now, motherfucker trying to offer me $15K. I'm like, sugar in the jar. 15K is kind of like for real, like very Naomi Campbell or Christy Turlington, or like the top three. Like, I don't get out of my bed for less than $1 million. So I kind of feel like, yeah, up the ante. But the Oscars representative said that the reason is because the Oscars is such a prestigious event. You should feel obliged. You should be enchanted at the idea. You should kiss the Oscars little gold man feet or some shit. I don't know. The Oscars be boring as fuck. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not knocking the art and the craft. I like acting. I feel like good heart. But if you're watching the Oscars, maybe it's like football. You gotta be there. Cause if you're just watching, fucking boring. I'm just saying. Everybody just talk about Meryl Streep the whole time. And okay, she's good. I get it. Fucking shit. So Julia Roberts was just in New York, and I think Uptown New York, or Jamestown, New York, giving an interview with the Post newspaper. And they were going over her new movie, Homecoming, that she has on Amazon. So at the end of the interview with the headline read, Julia Roberts finds life and her holes get better with age. Y'all don't have editors that check shit? And I'm sure you have editors as a newspaper, but how did you misprint the main page headline? I'm pretty sure Vivian is loving this. If you don't get that joke. And the last person we're gonna talk about is the king himself, King B. So Beyonce and Hillary Clinton were just seen in India with Mukesh Ambani. He is India's richest man. He's like an oil magnate and tycoon, has a bunch of conglomerates and companies, pretty much runs all of India. So Beyonce got asked to come out there and do a wedding for his daughter. So she came out there, she performed a couple of sets. She brought all the background dancers with her, Ashley and Kimmy and everybody, and put on a set of a couple of songs. And then Hillary was there because she's actually close friends with Marquise through political ties and all that type of thing. Thanks again for watching Radar Live.